Mr. Nick Agule, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. My name is Nick Agule, and in PRG, I'm the head, global head of fundraising. I'm also in the strategy team, and I'm happy to be invited to speak at this occasion. I like what Ken has said. The analogy he actually put forward is perfect. In fact, if I will extend that analogy, by the time that flight is on the runway and it has started its takeoff, it gets to a point which is the V1. When that flight gets to V1, it can no longer abort takeoff. So even if the pilots notice anything wrong with the flight at that point, they must take off, lift off the ground, and do an air return back to the airport. So we are at V1 now with the Peter Obi project. There can be no other thing other than a takeoff on the 25th of Feb. And on to the 25th of Feb, we're rescuing Nigeria, not by my words, by the words of the First Lady of Nigeria, who is in the inner caucus of government. We are going to rescue Nigeria from hyenas and jackals. I am not insulting anybody. I'm just quoting the First Lady of Nigeria in her own words, because she sees the ins and outs of government. She is in Aso Villa, and she has seen that Nigeria is in the hands of jackals and hyenas. And on the 25th of Feb, we're taking Nigeria back, not only for ourselves, but we're also taking Nigeria back for our children, their own children, and our generations to come. We have to have sleepless nights to think that this is the Nigeria we want to bequeath to our children. We have to have sleepless nights to think that we're living behind a Nigeria where our children will not be safe. Our children will be colonized by our own people with no freedoms, no economic power, and surrounded by poverty and risk to their lives. So this is a personal project by all of us. And for me, at the point we have got now, today being the 21st of January, means we have 10 days in January for January to end, and then 24 days makes of this campaign where we have to elect a principal to take the reins of power in this country, turn the country around, and put us back on the path of development. I am speaking to you now in Maraba. That is for those who know Abuja coming in from Kefi. There is this terrible gridlock that you have on the road that is caused by government allowing markets to operate on the road. Look, just think of you on the highways from Maryland into Washington, D.C., or maybe you're coming up from Heathrow Airport, driving into London, and you have markets on the superhighway into a capital city that has caused a gridlock. This is total lack of leadership, because if there were leaders, they will come to this place, they will clear the market off the road, they will barricade the roads so that they will allow free entry and access into the capital city. But we don't have people who can do this. As simple as this is, if they can't do this, imagine how can they then transform the country in other aspects. And I'm also seeing that there is a big petrol queue into petrol stations along the way. If there is anything that Nigerians should have in abundance, Nigerians should have a surplus of it and even be exporting to other people, is the petroleum products, because we are one of the world's largest producers of this commodity. And yet, the people, the hyenas and jackals we have in office have deprived Nigerians of this product. Nigerians suffer for this product even with their money in their hands. Nigerians don't have electricity while these hyenas and jackals are burning away our gas. Nigerians don't have food when God has given us the best fertile land you can ever think about in the world. So on the 25th of February, ladies and gentlemen, we have a big job, and that job is to take Nigeria back and put it into the hands of competent leadership. For me, there are 34 days to our vote, and I would like to end my speech by saying I'm kicking off on behalf of my family the fundraiser which we have gathered here for by donating 5,000 naira every day for the next 34 days so that we can get this job done. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, a round of a very good sign to Mr. Nick Ngole. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, Loretta, Aisha, I see you there. Mr. Iwagune.
Oh, I think Mr. Iwu has he said something that he has supported.
Okay. Yes. Thank you very much, guys. I took time off to redeem my pledge because, like we say, this project is a bigger and better project than coming to build a house in Nigeria. Because of what value are we coming to build houses? Are we coming to buy shares in the capital market? Are we coming to buy government treasury bills? Are we coming to set up businesses? Are we coming to support our people in one way or the other? When we know that if Nigeria sinks, all that is going down the drain with it. So it is better we take Nigeria back and hand it over to competent hands who have the love of the people at heart, who have the capacity to deliver, who are ready to run Nigeria like a business, so that at the end of the day, poverty will disappear and prosperity will come upon the people. It is a better project to put money in than coming to buy land, than coming to buy a house. So we really need to put our money where our hearts are. This is a one-off project because on the 25th of Feb, when we successfully take Nigeria back, we all can then relax and enjoy the Nigeria that God has given to us. So we should not hold back. We should take it that this is a capital project. It is not a recurrent expenditure that we are going to spend money this month and next month and the upper month. All along for the next 1 or 2, 10 years. No, this is a major project. It's an investment we're all making for the sake of ourselves and our children, and like I said, the generations to come. So think about what you are going to do. For those of us who are in the UK, because of the damage they have done to our currency, £100 is going to give you 90,000 naira plus. Take that £100, put it in this project so that we can build a better Nigeria. There is no need sending hundreds of thousands of pounds to be invested or to buy a property, and all that is going to go down the drain. Absolutely down the drain. Those who sat in church at that Catholic church in Owo, they were in one of the most peaceful places. It could be any one of us who have traveled from our safe abroad, have come into Nigeria, gone to our village or anywhere we are visiting, sit in a church, and then be brutally murdered. When we are murdered, the money that we have in our bank accounts, wherever we are, is going to sit there unable to do anything for us. So if you are in the UK, bring out the £100. If you are in the US, bring out that $100. The $100 now will give about 70,000 naira or thereabout. As we have 34 days to go, there's money that needs to be spent on the final push for the campaigns. There is money that needs to be spent on the agents that are going to guard and watch our votes at polling stations. Look, we have 774 local governments. We have over 8,000 wards, and we have over 120,000 polling units. So imagine if we're to put one person in a polling unit, that is 120,000 of them. And if we need to give them some sort of stipend for the day that will enable them, pay the logistics of getting to the polling unit, and also not being too hungry as to now go and sell our votes, we need to give them some stipend. And if you think about a stipend of even like 5,000 naira for 120,000 people, that translates into a lot of money. And that money can only come from us. As it is being said, our principal is not a money bag. But Obama was not a money bag. Obama's campaign was funded by people like you and me in America, where they knew that this is the guy who was going to do it for them, and they put money where their hearts were. So all of us gather here now. Let's make it a duty to drop something into the kitty before we leave. And immediately we leave after this meeting, let's talk to our classmates, our colleagues, people that belong to the same societies and associations with us, our family members in Nigeria, abroad, and let's crowdfund this campaign. If 1 million people put just 100 naira together, 100 naira, how much pence? Maybe that